YouTube, what's going on? It's HIGHMMA, and today we are here to discuss the events of last night, UFC Paris. What a fucking card. It was fucking sick. And today we are just going to recap everything that happened. There's some good points, there's some really good points, there's some really bad points. I was super happy with this card, as you can tell by the enthusiasm in my voice. This wasn't no fucking 306 bullshit, bro. This was what I call a fucking good card. So let's not fuck around with our dicks and our palms. Let's get straight into the fucking fights. I'm just going to quickly say before we start breaking down the main ones I want to talk about. Frivola got murdered. So did Miranda, but, you know, they weren't as big fights, and the thing is fucking Stickman Zaim, I think his name was, he was obviously going to win, and it was obvious that Cherrier was going to win, so I'm not going to get too much into those ones. We're going to move on to the actually, interesting ones to talk about. First one being William Gomez versus Joanderson Britto. I was so fucking mad at this fight. Bro, Gomez didn't win that. Gomez did not win that in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, he won the first round. Last two rounds were Joanderson Britto's. There was no fucking question about it. Joanderson Britto landed the more damaging shots. He had a locked-in fucking sub at the end of round one, I think it was, or maybe at the end of round two. He was looking really fucking strong, absolutely ragdolling William Gomez. I don't like Gomez at all. He's just a featherweight Adesanya, not that skilled. This fight shows that he will get fucked up soon by someone, and that someone, I think it should be, throw Vucenic at him, bro. People are sleeping on Vucenic. It's like you've forgotten he's in the UFC. He's a featherweight. He had his first fight at lightweight, lost it unfortunately. People are probably going to sleep on him going into a fight with Gomez, and I think honestly that my boy Vucenic would knock Gomez the fuck out. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Gomez. I did not like the way that fight went. I don't like his style. He just reminds me too much of Adesanya, and he just doesn't have the same flair, and just I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, just the velocity and the speed of Adesanya. It was just a shit fight on William Gomez's part. I was impressed with Britto. I think Britto will go on to do good things in the UFC. Don't forget, he's beaten Diego Lopez before. Good win on his resume. But I don't really know who he should fight next personally. But we're going to focus on Gomez. Make that Vucenic fight so I can see him get fucking slumped. And let's move on to the next fight we're talking about today, which is Bryan Battle versus Kevin Juet. My boy Bryan got it done. Oh my god, I was so happy to watch this. I've been a fan of Bryan Battle since he won the Ultimate Fighter on Alex Volkanovski's team. I've loved this guy for a long time. He's such a sick fighter, such a great personality, and I love the fucking run he's on. The American fucking Oliveira. That's what we're marketing him as. That's who he is, bro. Fucking look at this guy. He's fucking sick, man. Got an absolutely insane TKO. Bro, I was screaming when it was happening. I wanted him to win so bad, and he fucking did. Absolute war on the feet, and like he said, ain't no way he's losing a fist fight with a fucking Frenchman. Absolutely starched Kevin Juet. Don't get me wrong, the first round was kind of close, I'm not gonna lie. They were both landing some good shots. I think Bryan Battle landed the better ones in round one, and bro, look at the significant strikes count in round two. He landed some 70 odd out of 120 something, and the round wasn't even finished. That is insane. And we need to bring this insanity to an absolute bum in the fucking welterweight rankings that I don't understand why he's still there. An absolute scrub that the UFC refuses to stop trying to fucking market. It's MV motherfucking P. I don't like this guy. Throw Bryan Battle at him, bro. Watch Bryan Battle lock him up in a fucking submission and choke his little KSI hot stepping shooter fucking whatever the fuck his gym's called. Bitch horse out. Fuck MVP. Throw my boy Bryan Battle at him. Watch him starch him. I don't give a fuck. We need Bryan Battle in the rankings. Title run starts now, bitches. Let's fucking go. Fuck MVP. It's Bryan Battle season, and I honestly believe that he is going to be a staple in the welterweight division. I honestly see him being a strong contender for years to come, and he's going to absolutely wipe out everyone in his path for at least the next 2 to 3 fights, I honestly believe. But you know what? I want to say as well, hats off to Kevin Juet. He looks like he could be a good fighter. I think he did just come across someone really fucking good in Bryan Battle. I think there is still a lot he can do in welterweight. We saw he's good at landing shots. He's got good stand-up. I'm not too sure what his grappling is like. So, you know, maybe in a couple fights' time, we might see him going up to fight a ranked opponent. Remember, these two are just outside the rankings right now. That is why I'm saying throw Bryan Battle at MVP. Let's go. But let's keep moving up the card, because the next fight we're talking about is Imavov versus Brendan Allen. Now, this fight wasn't the greatest. It wasn't terrible, though. The first round was kind of entertaining. Well, entertaining is the wrong word. It was quite surprising, as Brendan Allen managed to get down Imavov really early in the round, within the first 10 seconds, if I remember correctly, and he held him down for the rest of the round. Didn't really do too much with it, didn't really elbow, get any damage off. And then for the last 2 rounds, Imavov just kind of found his speed, you know, found his distance, and just started sprawling every single time that Allen would just go for these stupid takedown attempts that would just end with him in bottom position. And Imavov looked pretty athletic out there. He looked pretty good. The stand-up didn't look terrible. I mean, he's going to be really close to the title picture now. But I don't think that this performance was one that says, give me the title shot. It's not as though he went out there and flatlined Allen in the first round. So I think the fight that we should be looking at setting up with Imavov next is either Adesanya or Caio Borralho, as these two are both top contenders really close to the title, yet they both just haven't done enough to warrant another title shot or a title shot at this point in time, similar to Imavov. So let them fight it out and then give the winner of that either number 1 contenders fight, or, as they should probably deserve at that point, the title shot. I think that would be a great idea. I think Adesanya and Imavov would make for a good fight. I actually think that Adesanya would probably win that. I think Imavov just doesn't have the speed and the velocity of Adesanya. But then again, Adesanya might just be too old to keep in there with these top contenders anymore. And Caio Borralho, I think, would actually beat Imavov. He's proven that he can stand and bang with a heavy hitter, and he's also shown himself that he's capable on the ground. And Imavov doesn't really seem that great on the ground. So I would lean towards Caio Borralho getting that win. I don't think there's ever really going to be a point in time where Imavov would beat Borralho, if I'm honest. I think Borralho is a future champ. I'm not going to lie. But that's all I can really say about this fight. You know, Imavov took the last 2 rounds off of Allen in a bit of a mediocre fight. Got the win. Good for him. Give him another fight before he gets the title. Nothing more to be said. Let's keep moving through the card, because the next fight we are talking about is Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis. I was super happy with the fucking result of this fight. I said in the lead up on my TikTok that BSD does not have the speed. He's not good enough for that, like, being high in the rankings in lightweight, bro. The Dustin Poirier fight proved it. That was what I call a fucking fraud check. This was also a fraud check. People need to stop acting like BSD is a future champ. He's not. He's never going to be anywhere near the title. He is not that good. Moicano proved it at 35 years of age, going into the fight with an injured shoulder. A bad injury, by the way. Absolutely fucking schooled BSD in the first round. And I see people trying to argue that BSD was doing really good in the second. Don't get me wrong, he outlanded Moicano with significant strikes. But were the strikes that damaging? No. So I don't want to hear no fucking bullshit. At the start of the first round, both his eyes were swollen shut. He couldn't see, couldn't do anything. Fight was called off. My boy, Moicano, gets the fucking win. That's what I'm talking about. 6-fight win streak at lightweight now. Super impressed with my boy. My favorite lightweight easily. Now, who's next for Moicano? I think we all know. It's the Paddy the Baddy fight. Hopefully they make a tough season out of it, because I would love to watch those two as coaches. And it'd be pretty funny to see the MMA guru show up as a coach for Moicano, as he was saying in the lead up to the fight. But I don't know if Moicano would win that fight. I actually would lean towards Paddy the Baddy. I think he's too damaging. I think we'd actually see a TKO. I think Paddy the Baddy would go in there and do what people thought that BSD was going to do, just in way better fashion, and actually get the win, you know, because BSD is hot fucking trash. Listen, man, the fact that so many people were picking him to beat DP is fucking ridiculous. I picked Moicano to beat him as well, even though Moicano was the underdog. I'm pretty sure DP was the underdog going into that first fight. Just absolutely pathetic to even assume that BSD would win that fight. Never gonna happen. My boy Money Moicano gets it done. I'm looking forward to seeing that Paddy the Baddy fight. And you know what? There's not much more to say about this card, man. I think as an overall rating, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think, obviously it's a fight night. There wasn't too many, massive names. But the fights made up for it. Some great finishes. I love this card. And I will remember it with good memories. But I'm going to wrap up the video there. I hope you all enjoyed it. You know what I'm going to say? You don't have to like. You don't have to subscribe. Do what the fuck you want, man. But have a good night, day, evening, whatever the fuck. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.